This is our wall reference hinge with an internal rotation bias. So all you need for this is a wall. You don't need to load it up with any weight. I will teach you how to do that in just a little bit. I'm gonna do this with my left leg as my working leg. I wanna make sure that I'm, maybe a foot and a half away from the wall. If you're a little bit taller, you might need a little bit more space than what I do. So just make sure that you feel pretty good about the space you're away from the wall. I don't want my back hip to be like really extended when I'm trying to get back to the wall. Okay, so this is too far away right here, but I'm in this position right here and this feels pretty good. So my back heel is against the wall and my toes are on the ground. So that's kind of what's going on with my right foot. The reason I have that there is just to give myself a little bit of reference. I don't really need to be like pulling down with the right foot, anything like that. It's kind of just helping me understand like, okay, that's where I'm at. And I don't want any part of that side of my body to really be moving. I've got the big toes on the ground. I've got the right heel on the wall. Now from here, what we want to focus on is we are going to put our weight on our left side, okay? A lot of people will want to start things and they're loaded on the wrong side. I want you to get your weight on the side that you're getting ready to work, and that is your left side. So get your weight over to your left side. When you do that, I want you to make sure that your knee is slightly bent, okay? Don't start with your knee like this. Don't do that, okay? Unlock your knee. And if you're a person that tends to really lock your knees a lot, you're gonna feel like when your knee is unlocked, you're like, whoa, I'm like halfway down in a squat. I promise you're not. This is halfway down in a squat, okay? This right here is not. This is just unlocked, all right? So I want that knee unlocked. Now from here, I want you to stand up. I want you to start standing up with your knee unlocked. This may feel really weird to you right here, and that's okay. But we don't want to start where we're trying to go. So I don't want you starting bending over, okay? So you're gonna have your knee slightly bent, and then you're gonna stand up. Now from here, what I want to happen is I want you to think about letting your right knee come down just a little bit, okay? You're gonna feel that when you do that, it helps your hip bones to be a little more even and parallel to each other. And you can test it out. You can put your fingers on your hip bones and be like, oh, when I bring my right knee down some, it helps that right hip to come down some, okay? Because we want them to stay mostly parallel to each other as we're going through this exercise. The knee is softly bent. The knee is gonna stay at this same angle the entire time. It will not change. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, okay? This same angle right here. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do, standing up, is we're gonna start to send our hips back, okay? So we've let the right knee come down ever so slightly, hip bones are at this really nice parallel angle. We're gonna let that left hip start to come back. What I don't want you to do is this. Don't even think about tucking this under because you're not doing any good, okay? I don't want it tucking under. This is a hinge, which means that we need horizontal hip displacement. Horizontal means that those hips need to go back. Your knee is not doing anything. I want it to stay in the exact same spot, and you are sending that hip back. Send it back, send it back. Send it back. Let that right knee come down. Send it back. Let that right knee come down. Send it back. Send it back. Send it back. By now, you should really be feeling something in this left glute, okay? And you can let that right knee come down a little more. Send it back. Send it back. If you have tucked this under, you need to start again, okay? We're not tucking any of this under. I want to see a very small curve right here. Now, to come up, your hips need to come forward. Your knee doesn't do anything, okay? Your hip should come forward, come forward, come forward. You're standing up. The knee is in the same spot. Come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, come forward, okay? My knee didn't do anything. That means that we are getting all of that work concentrated on getting into really great length in the glutes. As we come back, you let that right knee come down, that left glute opens up. Right knee comes down, left glute opens up. Right knee comes down, left glute opens up. The knee stays at this same angle the whole time. To come back up, you're gonna keep the knee here. Push, 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 right through here. Push, 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 push. That left glute needs to be on fire, okay? It really, really should. If you don't feel that left glute working, go back to the drawing board, okay? What you should not be feeling working, you may feel your quads some, but it should be negligible compared to the glute, all right? It is a glute exercise. It is a hip dominant movement. And by bringing that right knee down just slightly on the way down, we're actually getting a little more of that kind of hip shift motion that we went through. I'm just being sneaky about it, okay? But it's letting the backside of that left hip open up a little more as you're going through that hinge. So you can play around with that. If you're feeling really froggy, you can stay in the ending position and breathe there. Take some really great inhales because it tells your nervous system we're safe here. We're safe here when our muscles are in this lengthened state. We can control this. Everything is fine. You'll also start shaking like almost immediately because it's pretty hard. All right, so I'll show you how to load this up in the next video. See you there.